Hey guys, how's it going? I hope you're all doing great. Today I wanted to bring you along on kind of like an older style video I used to do, which is I'm just out taking photos with my Fujifilm X100F. Yesterday I had a shoot for my friend Hartley Design in this small town called Fremantle. It's about 40 minutes from the city and about 50 minutes from my place. So when I went there for the shoot, I decided to spend the day there to take advantage of being that far away. I spent the morning walking around, bumping into friends, and I wanted to share the images I got with you because these are more of a street photography style. I'm usually based on the coast or out in nature, and this is kind of a different thing for me, but I was really keen to go out and see what I could create. Like many of you know, personally, I do prefer being out on the coast, but it was really rewarding to be out there trying a different style of photography. I felt brand new again, and I have done a handful of street photography shoots, but actually going out and seeing if I could find images was a bit of a challenge. As I mentioned, all the photos you're going to see were shot on my Fujifilm X100F, and I shot them all in aperture priority, which I feel is the best way to getting these quick styled images. So the shoot with Michael went really smooth. We were photographing a new mural he's just installed at a bar, and we grabbed a coffee in a new part of town that I hadn't really been before. So after I said goodbye to him, I started walking around and seeing if I could see any new scenes on these streets. It was still fairly early when I started to shoot, and so there weren't a ton of people around or busyness on the street. So I decided to head to this surf store that I know about to see if there was anything there that I could capture. The place I went to was this store called 3 Stories, and upstairs they got a bunch of surfboards that have these amazing colors, and also the style and aesthetic of the whole store just looks really nice. It's such a vibrant place up there, and with the natural light coming in and the different colored surfboards, I was able to get a ton of shots I was really happy with. I did have to stop myself from making a silly purchase. A lot of these surfboards looked amazing, and speaking to my friends after, they really said I should have gotten one, but I was in a bit of a rush because I was going to meet up with my friend Ali for a coffee. After we met up, we took a little walk along some streets with these beautiful pastel looking buildings. Because I was shooting in the morning, I had this beautiful light to work with, and I was able to photograph them from different angles. Once Alia left, I decided to try to take a few more photos of people actually doing things, so crossing the street, interacting with each other, and it was honestly such a challenge. I have a new appreciation for street photographers who manage to capture scenes with people in it doing something meaningful. I was having a hard time getting these shots, people looking the wrong way, people crossing the wrong street at the wrong time, and it definitely made me appreciate people who sit in one spot and wait for photos to come to them. It's something I want to practice a little bit more, but I still need to get a hang of actually shooting street photos, but it was a bit of a challenge that I noticed. I did get this one photo of a few gentlemen sitting down for a coffee, greeting this cheerful old lady as she walked by. A lot of the photos were a bit off, and like a few of the angles didn't look so great, but I did get one that was really nice. I was capturing the scene with just one hand, and there were a ton of photos that were a bit off, the cropping, the focus, but there was one that I was super happy with, and I honestly think it's the most storytelling based image I got from the day. Like I said, this is definitely something I want to practice, but for now I'm still getting the hang of it. While I was walking along, I bumped into my friend Adam, who I actually mentioned in a video a few weeks ago, and he was also out taking photos, so we decided to take a little walk and see if we could find anything together. Unfortunately, I didn't get much footage from this because we were just chatting at the time, and I ended up getting a coffee as well, but he was shooting on the X100V, and I had a little bit of a play with it, and I did really enjoy the feel of this, so this definitely could be an option for me moving forward. So Adam and I sat at this cafe just chatting photos for a little bit, and I got a few portraits of him and the coffees just chilling out, nothing too special. But after we had caught up, we went our separate ways, and then I decided to head back to the studio. By this time, I had had 3 coffees with 3 friends, and it was time to actually go do some work for the day. But overall, I had a really enjoyable experience shooting street photos for the first time in Fremantle. Freo's got this old Victorian vibe, and the buildings you've got there are a lot older and cooler to photograph. So I definitely want to spend a little bit more time there, even on commercial shoots, and using it as a bit more of a location-based thing. So overall, I have shot a fair bit of street looking back at my portfolio. It's just been a lot of coastal based scenes and kind of taken a bit of a street photography approach. This is the first time in a while that I've spent it in an actual town, in a city surrounded by buildings, and to be honest, I really enjoyed it. Being able to photograph people walking across the street, people interacting with each other was a genuinely fun experience, but I can understand how street photographers sit in one spot and wait for images to come to them. Personally, I found a lot more enjoyment actually going out and looking for images and capturing what I see, but I totally understand the side of a street photographer who sits and waits for a composition. Adam is definitely one of them, and there's a ton of photographers that are also like that, and I definitely think it's something I'm going to try incorporate a little bit more, but to be honest, like my style, I kind of like walking around and seeing what I can find. Obviously, one or the other doesn't matter, and if you are enjoying one way, that's gonna keep you out shooting more often, so that's what I'd recommend. Guys, I hope you enjoyed this video and also enjoyed these street style photos I took. If there are any recommendations on gear that you reckon I should look at, I'd love to hear it, and if you have any of your favorite photos, I'd love to hear about them too. But otherwise, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.